What's up, everybody? It's your boy Stocks for Real. So I'm not really getting into like a big video or anything like that. Essentially, like what I'm showing you right now is what I've already talked about. All right. So we have the SPY, right, and just talking about the weekly straight up. And on your screen, you see all of my levels, which I've shared in the public before. I typically go through my weekly strategy with the orcas, the anglers, and the megalodons. So if you're interested in that, then please do consider joining and becoming a member. However, either which way, in the extended hours, we ended the week at 527.04. Okay, so we're kind of in between our take profit one and our take profit two. But this dashed green line was also a take profit target that I identified when we fell below our take profit two level. Okay, so now we're kind of floating in this middle, and that's fine. We're floating sideways because we're trying to figure out our direction. So essentially, here's the scoop, right? If we're above 527 and you see strong move towards the upside, we're headed to take profit two. Now that doesn't necessarily mean that you should take or jump into calls because around 529 80 we could definitely just see a rejection there before we pull back down to that 527.21 level. Okay, so where's the safe places to enter? Well, the safe place to enter is to go short. If we approach take profit number two at 533.65 and see rejection. So we're looking for a slowing of volume or reduction in volume, and then a strong rejection signal by the use of a candlestick price action candles. Okay, or if you see us going downwards, then I think it's a stronger case towards the downside, towards take profit one. So if we essentially reject below the 527.21, then that could be a safe bet to just ride that wave down to 521. Okay. However, if we go down to 521.74 and we see selling volume lower, and then we see a strong bounce or whatnot from that level, then yes, we can probably take that all the way up to take profit number two, right? So those are the levels. In addition, if we fall below 521.74, then we're headed towards these micro intraday take profit targets. So the first one is pretty massive to go from 521.74 down to 516.08, but the next one is a little bit more incremental, going from 516.08 to 513.21. On that intraday TP1 that you see on the screen, that's right above a weekly golden pocket for the SPY. If I'm not mistaken, it's the weekly. And right below that, you see early entries on calls and early entry on puts. Now, this is a major level. So before, when we fell to 509.30, I immediately snagged up, hopped into some calls, and we rode that wave up for a couple 100% gains. Okay, so really, really pay attention to that level. If you're gonna just sit on your hands and you're just waiting for an absolute definitive play, then that would be the level I'd say you should be looking out for. So I would set your alerts and then see what happens at 509.30. If we break below, then definitely you should be able to watch for retracement to see if we reject below 509.30, and then you can ride that wave all the way down, right? But if we bounce off of it, then I, without hesitation, would hop into calls all day. Okay, just know this is Stocks for Real. You guys have a happy Easter. Take care.